Reveal Jesus, releasing destinies. This is Celebration TV.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk. The whole truth. To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosu. Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James, and so many thanks for joining us. Quickly, a look at the news making the rounds for today. Nigerian presidency disagrees as National Assembly asks service chiefs to resign. Tanzania poll body sets October 28 for general elections. Trump concedes pandemic to get worse before it gets better. Nigerian federal government plans 4.28 trillion naira loan for 12.66 trillion naira loan 2021 budget. Igalo, key to United's top 4 chase, says social. Stay with us, I will bring you the news in details after this time out. Welcome back. And now the news in details. Nigerian presidency disagrees as National Assembly asks service chiefs to resign. The Senate asks heads of the country's armed forces to step down following the killings of soldiers fighting insurgency and banditry in parts of northern Nigeria. But the presidency, in its reaction, disagreed, saying it is the prerogative of President Muhammadu Buhari to appoint and sack the service chiefs. Debating a motion moved by the chairman of Senate Committee on Army, Senator Ali Ndume, the upper chamber of the National Assembly said service chiefs should leave for new ideas to handle the nation's security challenges. Ndume said his motion, tagged matter of urgent national importance, was on the rising number of casualties among the Nigerian armed forces and other security agencies. The call by the senators came barely a month after the president of the Senate, Dr. Ahmad Lawan, met with the president over the rising insecurity in the country. In an interview with the State House correspondents after the meeting, Lawan said security chiefs should live up to their expectations or be shown the way out. Despite Lawan's admonition, there have been increasing killings of both soldiers and civilians by bandits and the Boko Haram insurgents. Moving forward, Oyo State releases school reopening exams timetable. The Oyo State government has approved the measures that will guide the resumption of schools and associated educational activities in the state. This indication was given at the end of the State Executive Council meeting. According to the calendar, the third term 2019-2020 session has been cancelled. As a result, promotion for all affected classes would be determined by the first and second term continuous assessment results. Primary 6, Junior Secondary School 3 and Senior Secondary School 3 students are to proceed on holiday from July 30th and resume for their examinations in some weeks' time. The Basic Education Certificate examination is due to hold between August 10th and 18th, while the competitive entrance examination into the School of Science is to hold on August 19th. Placement and screening test to Junior Secondary School 1 is slated for August 20th, while placement test into technical colleges is for August 28th. The Senior Secondary School 3 class will resume for examination as soon as the West African Examination Council announces the examination date. The 2020-2021 academic session, according to the calendar, indicates that the first term will hold between September 21st and December 18th, 2020. In another story, Lagos State government to empower 2,743 farmers. The Lagos State government has said no fewer than 2,743 farmers in the state will next week Tuesday receive agricultural inputs and assets. The State Acting Commissioner for Agriculture, Ms. Abisola Olusonyo, in a statement said the initiative was under the 2020 Agricultural Value Chains Empowerment Program. She explained that farmers, agro-processors, fishermen, butchers and marketers would benefit from the program as productive assets peculiar to all the agricultural value chains would be distributed to them at no cost. According to her, the program is a means through which the state government supports active smallholders to create job opportunities in farming communities. Olusaya explained that it was also part of the process of increasing the state's self-sufficiency to 40% by 2023. And now looking at news coming from around Africa, Tanzania poll body sets October 28 for general elections. Tanzania will vote in general elections on October 28 this year, the country's Electoral Commission has announced. National Electoral Commission NEC Chairman Justice Semistocles Kajagi for the announced dates for electoral campaigns ahead of the polls. He told the media briefing that campaigns will last 2 months, starting in late August and ending a day before the election. He added that aspirants for presidential and parliamentary positions are expected to file their nominations on August 25th. In the presidential race, President John Magufuli has been chosen by the ruling Chamacha Mapinduzi to seek final re-election for a 5-year term. He could possibly face a united opposition candidate in what will be the sternest challenge for the party that has been in power since 1964. And still from around Africa, Ivory Coast ruling party wants Ouattara to seek third term. Ivory Coast ruling party RHDP wants outgoing President Alassane Ouattara to contest as its candidate for October presidential polls. The decision comes on the back of the death of Prime Minister Amadou Gon Coulibaly, who was the party's flag bearer for the polls. Coulibaly died a week after returning from France, where he received medical attention. In an interview, the party's executive secretary, Adama Bictogo, said the president was best placed to win and united the party. Though Ouattara is yet to comment on the issue, Bictogo says he should accept the party's position in order to avoid any fractures. Ouattara has announced his departure earlier this year when the party nominated Coulibaly as his successor. Coulibaly died due to cardiac complications at a cabinet meeting. Coulibaly was buried after an 8-day mourning period. The funeral was attended by a number of leaders from the West African region. Right now, we shall be taking a quick break, and when we return, it shall be updates from the United States of America and other interesting news stories. Do well to stay with us. Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth. Fight for glory, desire for victory.
I am Lizzie Johnson Suleiman, and I want to use this time out to invite all the women watching me right now. It's our International Women Conference again. I know you will not want to miss this. Regardless of what is happening, we are trusting God that God is set to do something great in our midst.
Power! Happy sounds! 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 Power!
The theme for this conference this year is No More Tears. And the date is on the 12th, the 13th, and 14th of August. God's servant, Apostle Johnson Suleiman, will be with us, ministering greatly, and God using him to reach out to us again. So you don't want to miss this. Just get set, prepare yourself to be in this meeting.
Touch! 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 Touch!
It's a time of revival. It's a time of revitalization. It's a time to get ourselves hooked up again, connected again to the supernatural. And you see what God will do in your life. The Lord bless you.
Live at the International Worship Center, Omega Fire Ministries, Auchi, Dove State, Nigeria. International Women Conference 2020.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining, and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk. The whole truth.
Welcome back. Still on News Desk, Trump concedes pandemic to get worse before it gets better. President Donald Trump has warned the U.S. pandemic may get worse before it gets better as he revived his virus briefings with a more scripted tone. Mr. Trump also asked all Americans to wear face coverings, saying they will have an effect and show patriotism. The president, who was not wearing a mask at the briefing, has previously disparaged them as unsanitary. His aides have reportedly pressed him to adopt a more measured approach as virus caseload spike across the United States. The daily White House news conferences ended soon after Mr. Trump suggested in April during free-wheeling remarks from the podium that the virus might be treated by injecting disinfectant into people. In his first White House coronavirus briefing for months, less of the court's president echoed what public health officials on his pandemic task force have been saying, as he warned it will probably, unfortunately, get worse before it gets better. Mr. Trump, who more than once referred to COVID-19 as the China virus, took a mask from his pocket in the briefing room but did not put it on. The president is facing an uphill climb to re-election in November against Democratic challenger Joe Biden, according to opinion polls. Mr. Biden on Tuesday accused Mr. Trump of having failed Americans in his handling of the pandemic. Looking at more updates, UK considers tougher security laws after criticism by MPs. Ministers are considering strengthening security laws after a report by MPs said the government had badly underestimated the threat of Russian interference to the United Kingdom. Downing Street sources said a new law requiring foreign agents to register in the UK was being looked at. It comes as Labour criticized systemic failings and how the UK has dealt with Russia and other hostile states. As the government prepares to face questions in the Commons later, Shadow Home Secretary Nick Thomas-Simons said Russia's growing threat could not be ignored. He added that the government has failed to offer the United Kingdom security services the strategic support, the legislative tools or resources necessary to defend the country's interests. Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab said Russia must desist from its attacks on the United Kingdom and her allies. The government faces call to do far more to counter Russian espionage and subversion after Parliament's Intelligence and Security Committee said the United Kingdom was the main target after the United States and NATO. On business news, Nigerian federal government plans 4.28 trillion naira loan for 12.66 trillion naira 2021 budget. The federal government has proposed 12.66 trillion naira as aggregate expenditure for the 2021 fiscal year on deficit of 5.16 trillion naira. It will be partly financed by a total loan package of 4.28 trillion naira, while the rest would be from internally generated revenues. The proposals were contained in the 2021-2023 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper presented to the National Assembly by President Muhammadu Buhari. The proposals targets 481.41 billion naira as statutory transfers, 5.75 trillion naira as recurrent expenditure, 3.33 trillion naira for capital expenditure, and 3.12 trillion naira for debt servicing. Other critical parameters and assumptions upon which the proposals are based are $40 as oil price benchmark, 1.86 million barrels as crude oil production per day, and 360 naira to $1 as exchange rate, among others. Also included in the proposals are 500 billion naira intervention fund against COVID-19 pandemic, 52 billion naira for public works program, and 32.46 billion naira for social intervention program. Others are 5 billion naira as bailout for the aviation sector and 60 billion naira for maintenance of roads through direct labor across the 6 geopolitical zones. And still on business, reps probe Central Bank of Nigeria over COVID-19 loans. The House of Representatives have resolved to investigate the Central Bank of Nigeria over the difficulties Nigerians face in assessing its special intervention loans, especially that created for small and medium-scale enterprises, to cushion the effect of COVID-19. A member of the House, Amadou Jahar, at the plenary had moved a motion titled "Need to Investigate the Activities of the Development Finance Department of the Central Bank of Nigeria and Nigeria Incentive-Based Risk-Sharing System for Agricultural Lending." The House unanimously adopted a motion and resolved to set up an ad hoc committee to investigate the activities of the Development Finance Department of the Apex Bank. It also resolved to probe the Nigerian Incentive-Based Risk-Sharing System for Agricultural Lending and any other such schemes under the department. The House also adopted a motion decrying the negative impact of COVID-19 pandemic on importers. The motion was moved by Mr. Christopher Okudili, entitled "Need to Rescue the Businesses of Importers from Total Collapse." Consequently, the House urged the federal government through the COVID-19 economic hardship relief programs to intervene and save the businesses of the importers from total collapse. The House mandated the Committee on Commerce to investigate the matter and report back within 2 weeks for further legislative action. And coming up next after this break is news from the world of sports. We'll be right back. Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth. Fight for glory, desire for victory.
I am Lizzie Johnson Suleiman, and I want to use this time out to invite all the women watching me right now. It's our International Women Conference again. I know you will not want to miss this. Regardless of what is happening, we are trusting God that God is set to do something great in our midst.
Power! Happy sounds! 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 Power!
The theme for this conference this year is No More Tears, and the date is on the 12th, the 13th and 14th of August. God's servant Apostle Johnson Suleiman will be with us, ministering greatly, and God using him to reach out to us again. So you don't want to miss this. Just get set, prepare yourself to be in this meeting.
Touch! 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 Touch!
It's a time of revival. It's a time of revitalization. It's a time to get ourselves hooked up again, connected again to the supernatural. And you see what God will do in your life. The Lord bless you.
live at the International Worship Center, Omega Fire Ministries, Auchi, Dove State, Nigeria. International Women Conference 2020.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome back, and it's news from the world of sports. Igalo key to United's top 4 chase, says Solskjaer. Manchester United manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer says the addition of players to the club's ranks in January is key to their chase for Champions League qualification. United bought Bruno Fernandes from Sporting Lisbon for around £47 million in January and also secured a loan deal for Igalo from Chinese side Shanghai Shenhua. Both players have settled well at United, with Fernandes playing at the heart of United's midfield, while Igalo has scored 5 goals in 15 appearances for the Red Devils. United also went unbeaten since January, only losing their first game to Chelsea on Sunday in the semi-final of the FA Cup. Solskjaer says the addition of the duo and the return to fitness of Paul Pogba and Marcus Rashford is instrumental to this, saying their addition has added resilience to the team. United will qualify for the Champions League if they remain unbeaten in their final 2 games of the season against West Ham today and their final tie against Leicester City on Sunday. In another story, France back ENQUIRY to shine in La Liga. A section of Nigerian fans have congratulated Kelechi Nwakali on gaining promotion to the Spanish La Liga Huesca and are hopeful playing top-flight football will revive the career of the Under-17 World Cup winner. The Nigerian, who joined the Spanish side from Arsenal last summer after failing to make an appearance for the Gunners, also featured sparingly for his new club, making only 5 appearances all season. After making his debut June 18th, he however featured in the last 3 games of the season, playing 90 minutes in the last game, a 1-0 victory over Sporting Gijon. With his impressive outing in the last game, where he had 90% pass accuracy and won 4 tackles, the fans who commented on Twitter believe he will realize his potential playing against the Stars in the Spanish top flight. Amen Adeyemi believes the promotion signaled rather the beginning of greatness for the midfielder, a view which was reiterated by Henry Adelaja, who asked the 22-year-old to put in more hard work. And that's the size of the news for today from News Desk on Celebration TV. But just in case you missed out, here is a recap of the news making the rounds. Nigerian presidency disagrees as National Assembly asks service chiefs to resign. Tanzania poll body sets October 28 for general elections. Trump concedes pandemic to get worse before it gets better. Nigerian federal government plans 4.28 trillion naira loan for 12.66 trillion naira 2021 budget. Igalo key to United's top 4 chase, says Solskjaer. And now to the photo of the day. Don't wait to be rich to be happy, because happiness is free. Do not forget to follow us on our social media platforms to be kept of all the news updates and to be kept abreast as other events unfold. On Facebook, Celebration TV, on Instagram, My Celebration TV, on Twitter, at My Celebration TV, and on YouTube, Celebration TV. The continuous transformation of our society is a collective responsibility of all, no matter the office you hold as a nation's president, a thought leader, an opinion molder, a character builder, a professional, or as a person pursuing a passion. You have a duty to give your all to making the society a better place for us and the generations to come. So play your part and do it with all diligence. I am Comfort James, and many thanks for watching.